Hello, and welcome back to Victory Lane Sports Network. I'm your host, Noah, and today we are going to be going over the Talladega Cup Series race, the Geico 500, which was this past Sunday. It was the second Superspeedway race of the year, unless you count Atlanta, which they recently repaved to race like a Superspeedway, even though it's a little bit shorter. The first one was actually Daytona, which I did go to. If you missed that video, you can check out that vlog on my channel. The racing was mostly single file in this Talladega race with two lines for the majority of it, moving back and forth with another, so there wasn't a whole lot of passing in the lines themselves, but there was a lot of movement up front for sure. Third line formed up a couple times, not a whole lot, but one of those times Bubba Wallace was able to take advantage and jump in front of Eric Jones on that third line, gain some momentum, and actually push him to the lead. Stage 1 was won by Chase Elliott, who has missed a couple weeks due to injury in the last few races, and he collects a stage win in his second race back, so props to him. He almost went back-to-back in stages today. He was ahead at the end of stage 2, but Eric Almirola made a really sweet move on him just a short 100 feet-ish before the finish line, and he was able to make the pass and win by a nose over Elliott at the start-finish line. There weren't a ton of wrecks in this race overall. Talladega is known to be a track with a lot of tight quarters and a lot of mistakes made. I mean, it's so easy to get a little loose there, and you send in one car into the wall, and they're so tightly packed, and you just get big wrecks. But this race didn't really have a whole lot of that, at least not until the end. Michael McDowell did have issues with the right rear that brought out an early caution on lap 2, but after that, there were a couple minor incidents and wrecks involving small number of cars, but overall, there were a ton of long green flag runs, and the big one definitely waited a long time to happen. Joey Logano sent the race into overtime when he got loose running deep in the field. I think he was around 20th or something. Just spun into the wall, collected a couple cars. So that was inside the window where it just sends it to two-lap overtime. In the first overtime, the big story in terms of wrecks came in that first overtime where Ross Chastain and Noah Gragson, they kind of ran out of room at the front of the field. I think Chastain had a little bit more speed than Gragson did, and Gragson moved up, and Chastain filled that hole in the middle, and Gragson tried coming down, it just wouldn't stick, and they ended up collecting Kyle Larson in that too, and Larson spun down in the infield, and then he came back up and absolutely got nailed. He got T-boned by Ryan Preece in his passenger side door, which left a giant hole in the side of his car, and you could see this shot that they showed on Fox, where, I mean, you could see the hole, and then they had the roll cage in the car, and it was completely bent. It was almost reaching Larson's seats, so we're very fortunate that wreck did not happen on the driver's side door, because that could have turned out a lot worse for Kyle Larson. So the second race overtime did have a crash. This time that one actually ended the race. Bubba Wallace and Ryan Blaney were running up front, and they just got into each other a little bit, and Bubba spun. Blaney kept it under control, but he wasn't fast enough, and Kyle Busch was able to slip through there and actually take the win. The yellow flag came out, and he was short on gas, so they were a little worried that he wouldn't make it around to the checkered, but he was able to pull that thing around the track and comes home with his second win of the year. His first one came at Fontana, and that was second week of the year. So he started off hot, but he's kind of cooled off in the recent weeks. So this win certainly will help Kyle Busch regain that momentum that he desperately needs. And coming in his first year RCR, I think he's doing a really great job. And some people may be surprised, others might not. I mean, it's Kyle Busch, but yeah, he's having a great year, and you can't really deny that. So congrats to Kyle. Congrats to the entire RCR team. Didn't really lead any laps today, but like they said on the broadcast, and they say all the time, sometimes it's better to just be lucky. And he was certainly at the right spot at the right time, and his team made the right call to keep him out there and not take the gas and ensure that he would finish the race. They took the gamble, and he made the most of it. He won the race, and congrats to him. And yeah, so that's pretty much all I got for this episode. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Later.